Thanks guys, it's been a great experience for all of us, and thanks for being here and supporting as well. I'm Andrew, and myself and Jan, we are the non-coders of this project. Never coded in my life. What about you, Jan? You didn't code? Yeah, and these two gentlemen are the coders and the techies in this project. So, and also, I'm doing my PhD at USQ, and we've got from Deakin, Raj doing the PhD, as well as Jan is from UniSA, and then Rak is from industry. So, which is brilliant, very diverse group of people. So we looked at, because of our combined interest is related to collaboration, and that's what even my PhD as well as Anne's PhD, it's related to collaboration. And very, very interestingly, the two gentlemen, the company that they come from, they're also looking at collaboration, and mine and Jan is looking at education space. So obviously collaboration plays a significant role, and the two gentlemen will talk about their company, what they do as well, and definitely that learning experience is what we required. And I come from a background of accounting, education, and governance technology, and Jan comes from
graphics.
Yeah, and your background is from visualization. And so it was very, very interesting for all of us to understand what was going to happen. So I hand over to you, Raj and Rak.
All right. Hi guys. So for our project, we mainly opted for the Unity game engine, and what we've done here is basically we had an application that was already developed, and in this application, it's a virtual classroom, which what we call a multimodal virtual classroom. What that means is basically once you're inside this virtual classroom, you're surrounded by various media relating to the hydraulic machines. So for example, over here you can see there's like a high detailed model of the machine over here along with its parts, which is listed according to how it can be disassembled and assembled, along with its technical documentations, a video that's showing you a particular procedure related to that machine, and also you have another overview machine which you'll be seeing once you jump into a demo later on. So that's the main idea of this application, and one of the main challenges is we wanted to provide the trainers and the trainees better feedback when they use these applications. Especially for the trainers, because they need to know how the trainees are being engaged when they're inside this virtual classrooms. So for that, what we opted is to go for the eye tracking technology by Toby. The reason why we opted for that is in VR it's really hard to notice where the user is looking at, and especially when the trainer is inside pointing to things, it gives him a better feedback on if the trainees are paying attention or not. And then you also have the heart rate, and our main goal was to have different sort of data capturing devices to provide better tools for researchers and trainers in the future. And also we added the Unicorn BCI for capturing the EEG data. So yeah, this is how the avatar would look. For example, as a trainer, when I see a trainee, I would see their cognitive load, which is basically a very rough algorithm that detects the alpha wave of the student. And over here you have the heart rate of the student displayed as well, and also the gaze targets. In future, yeah, it would be nice to also add in the capture of eye dilation and other physiological data. So yeah, I'll hand over to Raj for the next bit.
So guys, what we're planning to do for the future is create a dashboard, so that when the trainer is training the trainee, so then he can has all the key elements of the the data which we collected from the physiological tracking devices, so that the trainer can understand the trainee, how he is going on and how he can support in the downline to understand the concepts of hydraulics. So that's what we are more focused on. So dashboard and trainer data visualization, so effects on student engagement, so again support the student, and again expand not only to the hydraulics perspective or industry perspective, and these concepts can be, we are planning to again expand into the different domains of the other areas.
Yeah, so the digital strategy, when we look at it, I think Brad gave a really good perspective of the technology that is being used. We could look at the financial aspects as well we need to consider. As you saw, it is much more than a prototype. They are actually using it, right? So we need to think about what is the R&D that's required when you go into a business, what is required for that cost associated with it, the application development cost, but also thinking about the operational cost and then scalability as well. So these are really salient factors for it to make it to industry. So what did we really measure? What do we want to measure? So the empathy is something that we really focused around and thought about, well, how do we become a better educator? Right? That's what's good. Whatever that you're doing, whether it is in hydraulics or whether it's in the airline context, it really doesn't matter. How can you be a better educator, a teacher, and fast learning outcome? That's what we want to do. So we really loved this kind of framework. How could we evaluate that? Design framework is really fantastic to look at, and see how do we really evaluate this kind of application. Then we looked at the timeline as well. Realistically, for a timeline, well, we've done that pre-interview design, and it's really good to do an interview with the participants, then do a post-interview design as well, then do the prototype and get feedback. So what we thought was it would take approximately 8 to 9 months to do this activity, right? And then going into possible user cases, and some of the key ones that we looked at was education, whether it's a vet sector, university, and education in the metaverse is very prevalent. It's taking off, and that's something we could see. Corporate training, the gentleman mentioned about hydraulics, hospitality, airline, huge amount of training takes place, huge cost involved as well. So I have been in the industry of the airline as well as oil and gas, so I know the amount of costs related to training. And then we looked at, I think, training of healthcare, the training of nurses, doctors, caregivers as well. Do you want to say something there, Jan?
Because my research topic is about dementia care, just like using VR education tool for like VR training for the staff in the dementia care. So I think this is very helpful for me too.
Yeah, thank you. And then, the last one is, what is the learning? I definitely got a huge amount of learning. I've never experienced this domain. So for me, it was a fantastic experience. Every day was a learning, as you can see. And Yan, about you?
Yeah, I think joining this course is very helpful for me to learn some very VR technology knowledge, such as EEG and how to avoid motion sickness, and especially the user experience, how to improve the user experience in the VR environment. Yes.
Just quickly, I develop VR applications on a regular basis, but I don't know how effective they are. And being part of this course gave me the tools, such as the questionnaires and what are the factors that I need to be looking out for to better evaluate my the applications for future.
So in my case, keeping my forthcoming PhD research, which I am going through in the context of the hydraulic industry, so I could see there's a huge importance of these psychological and these data can be implemented for the improvement of the training element. So that's a great learning element for me. So
I think that's it from us, guys. Any questions? Thanks for listening to us.